Welcome to the 2400 Block Podcast with your hosts, Jonnyroobs and Ken.
I'm calling it my creative man layer.
Mm-hmm.
Brain up is what I'm calling it. It's like a 325 square foot studio apartment I just got into.
Oh, wow.
But I'm going to paint it. I'm going to paint all the walls like a chalk black.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to have glow-in-the-dark red paint. And then there was this little red waves. I had an idea of having red waves kind of go throughout the place in the glow-in-the-dark paint.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna put the podcast logo, 2400 Box podcast logo, and I'm gonna get my Begin Again series logo so I can put it up, make it basically make it my creative studio.
Oh, that would rock. That would absolutely rock. And by the way, folks, if you are looking at me right now, I am talking to Ken, my partner. We're just here, just trying to get things
get the
back.
Oil.
Yeah.
Get the oil back on the wheels.
Yeah. There's a little bit of some mic rust with me. It has been a while since I've been doing this.
It's been a while, man. But you know what? Moving.
Uh-huh.
It's a real thing. I don't know how many people love it. I don't love it. I know you didn't.
Oh yeah, I saw all those boxes around you. I know how it feels, bro.
Yeah, dude, I love moving so much. It's happening right during getting a very critical chronic autoimmune disease, whatever you want to call it, a disease known as multiple sclerosis. This is the first time I'm mentioning it publicly. But yeah, man, I got wind of this diagnosis. Pardon me if you hear in the background, I have my mic going on, but I got woken out of my slumber for this wonderful moment, and this is a wonderful moment. This is the first time that I'm waking in my lifetime directly out of sleep, right onto the mic. It doesn't get better than that as a podcast, I believe,
Yeah. So did you had a good sleep last night?
I did.
It's good to know.
I did. I did. I think yesterday was I was just getting a bunch of calls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yesterday was actually a pretty packed out day because I had therapy, I had neurofeedback, something I'm learning a lot. Moving forward, breath work, meditation, neurofeedback. Man, if you don't know what neurofeedback is, it's basically a reconstruction of the wires in your brain. But you're not like, no one's going in and taking a wiring harness and replacing your neurological pathways. It's you working through memory, matching games, different games that train your brain to what I'm looking for. It's actually building new neurological pathways.
Okay.
So in our brain, we have, trillions of neurological synapses going on.
Bam, 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 bam. Okay.
You know
Sorry.
what I mean? No, dude, that's exactly what's happening. Like if you had to put a sound effect on it, that's exactly what's happening. You're having neurological synapses happen like that. Go ahead, say the sound effect again. Bam, 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 bam. And those happening at 268 miles an hour. There's billions of them. But over time, when when we're affected by our environment, whether it be stress, whether it be just whatever happening, those neurological pathways begin to get disrupted. die off. And in my case, I never in my life did I thought it was coming, but I have multiple sclerosis, which is an attack of the immune system on the nerves. It's called it's a protein sheath around your nerves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a nerd and you understand the terms out there, doctors, medical people, or anybody interested in the brain, they're called axions. And the axions are like a line, if you will. And off that line is dendrites, and then they send off little pulses, little left pulses. But that myelin sheath around the axion starts to deteriorate, then that's what the MS is. It's attacking that protein sheath around the nerve, and we start having that deterioration. They're called lesions, and those lesions are like frayed wires in a car. Like if you have your car wired,
yeah,
and if you have an older car, whatever,
right,
and the teeth around those wires start to fray,
mm-hmm.
or if you have a plant and you see this, we'll take a good one. Anybody who has an iPhone or any cord for Android, and that net around your plug and the block starts to like get wiggly and starts to fray on your charge cord.
Uh-huh.
That's the lesions are. It's that fraying around the cord, and then the wires are getting exposed, and then that's when you start getting shorted signals. That's when you'll start having physical problems with walking and more pain because the signals are not getting sent efficiently to motor neurons in your leg. So if you're walking and all of a sudden you just kind of your leg gives out because the signals are not being sent. So yeah, it's huge, but getting up yesterday and then going to my therapist and talking to her about it and actually wrapping my mind around it, because I got the diagnosis on Wednesday officially, and then talking to her, and in the midst of me talking to her about it, the nurse, it's an advanced medicine nurse that's in the neurology department at the VA, and she calls me and she tells me, hey, you know what, we got the medicine approved. It's the medicine that's for your MS, and it suppresses the immune system. And we're going to have that. It's going to be an infusion. And if you're not familiar with infusion, it's basically the medicine inside of an IV goes into your bloodstream, and I'm going to be sitting there for like 6 hours, getting this medicine pumped into my system. But on Wednesday, when I was talking to it with the neurologist, they're basically saying, in layman's terms, it suppresses your immune system, which means it's medicine in itself is all theoretical until you take it and see if it works for you. So if it suppresses your immune system, that means you're compromised for the outside world, and the outside world will attack your immune system, and you got to have the right antibodies going on to be able to attack, that thing you're having an environment.
So it's like it's disrupting the immune system, what it's supposed to be doing with these this medicated, the suppressor thing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You're disrupting the immune system in order to protect your brain from getting more lesions
mm-hmm.
and more freedom. So, and that's medicine. Medicine is a soft science in a sense that they're doing the best they can. And I'm not going to get into big pharma right now because that'd be like a whole other energy. Like looking at the way big pharma looks at people.
Yeah.
But if you look at medicine in itself, they're doing the best they can to create a medicine. But in that creating of that medicine, they are compromising other humongous things that go on, and your immune system is protecting you from that.
Yeah.
So they're medicine that weakens your immune system in order to protect lesions that are happening compromise you from other stuff. So on Wednesday when I heard that, I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound amazing at all. So the doctor calls me, or the nurse calls me right in the middle of my therapy session yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, so I have a vaccine that they scheduled me for on the 10th, and you want to schedule me for this medication, but don't I have to take the vaccine first? So it helps me with, those very bad diseases and all that stuff. Oh, well, you take the medicine along with the vaccines, and it can be happening in tandem. And I'm thinking in my brain, like, all the time, though, if you take the vaccine, they should be taken by themselves, and then you take the medicine. That way you're protected.
Mm-hmm.
And my psychologist, she was like, in my brain, I was like, I'm hearing her say that you're going to take a vaccine and the medicine at the same time, and that's supposed to be effective. That's going to protect them. No, it compromises me, and she's sitting here witnesses this nurse say this live during my session, because I answered the phone call during my my therapy session, and she was kind of like taken back too, that this nurse really was saying you're going to, and then she went on to say, excuse me, she goes, well, if you don't take the medication now, you won't be able to take it again for another 6 months. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I got multiple sclerosis. Why would the medicine just not be available for 6 months? Because I'm taking these vaccines that you guys have to be taking. She goes, well, it's just not going to, if you don't take it right now and start protecting your lesions from forming, then you won't be able to take it for 6 months. And I said, well, isn't that going to compromise my immune system? She didn't even answer my question.
Wow. They're just BSing you, dude.
Dude, and that's exactly what I was kind of like told, like when I finally, got everything told and did my 2 MRIs and the spinal tap on Monday, Tuesday. Spinal tap on Tuesday, Wednesday, I got a diagnosis, and then Friday they're telling me the medicine's ready, but then now they're like doing the thing that I was afraid of, like you're going to compromise my immune system with this medicine. And then I was thinking it's similar to having, a very critical cancer.
Yeah.
And you have to go to therapy, and the chemotherapy is killing off good stuff and bad stuff. And it just reminded me, like, this is why I'm in this patient advocacy thing for myself, because if you're not paying attention to these little nuances, this moment is what the nurse will say, hey, no problem, like it's every day for them. Meanwhile, it is completely wrecked your immune system.
Hey, Ken, can I ask you this real quick? Have you ever gotten like a second opinion from someone other than in a VA? Like maybe you can talk to some source online about it, like who specializes in that kind of field?
Well, the good thing about this is it's called the Patient Advocacy department. So I'm definitely going there, and I've been there several times throughout my time with the VA. I don't like what's going on, and I'm not afraid to say something.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? I may be crazy, but I'm not gonna just be like dead and crazy. Not get from that. I'm sorry. I'm too woke. So the other one is community care. So all the veterans out there who are listening, there's community care, and community care is the civilian sector where they, like if they don't have what you need inside the VA, they'll send you over to the patient community care, and it's like a department that has a bunch of contracts medical care people throughout the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go. So for right now, my therapist is not in the VA system; it's in community care. The VA pays for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I can get an opinion, from another neurologist, which I am.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it here, right on the mic. When I first got wind of this diagnosis back in December of last year,
Uh-huh.
the first thing I thought about was Montel Williams,
Mm-hmm.
because when I heard about multiple sclerosis for the first time, it was Montel Williams, and this was like, I don't know, I'm a kid. I didn't even multiple sclerosis, Montel Williams. That's the only thing that came to popped in my head. So I said that was the universe. So fast forward to Wednesday when I got the diagnosis. I stayed up all night. I've been staying up all night this week trying to wrap my head around this multiple sclerosis thing. That was what I did last night. I looked them up and I found two episodes of him being on. We talked about this yesterday. I forget her name.
Maria Menounos.
Maria Menounos. Yes. Beautiful.
I forgot what the name of the podcast was again. I know it was on my phone. I know you sent it to me last night.
Healing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he had Montel Williams on the podcast 3 months ago.
Heal Squad.
And Heal Squad. Is it Heal Squad? Yeah, Heal Squad. It's Heal Squad. You're right. And it was a powerful podcast. You're thinking, this guy, I haven't heard his name. I spoke of this name in a while, and I looked him up, and I'm thinking, okay, he must be like, kind of living his life now, not worried about the limelight or Karen Hollywood or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is a super advocate for cannabis. Like, he is a powerful advocate for, multiple sclerosis still. His journey started with MS in a very weird fashion, and he speaks about this. And having chronic pain, dealing with that, and then finally getting a diagnosis, and having to kind of walk away from, Hollywood, because Hollywood doesn't really. It's like society. Society doesn't really care, but they care about chronic illnesses. Like, we'll have these major cancer ribbons and everything, but either daily, nobody's really thinking about that until there's a big event. But, in Hollywood, he speaks of it at the time. He's doing his show, Montel Williams' show, but he also has multiple sclerosis, and if people don't understand what it is on the mainstream level, then you're fighting this major thing on your own, but still having to perform and be this phenomenal talk show host that he had that show going for 17 years and being in the reserves at the same time. He's a decorated naval officer. And I thought, man, this guy is a very powerful person. Like, I want to model him because he's really, really, he looks really good for a person who is in extreme levels of pain every single day.
Yeah, he sure does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And he says, I don't go a day without cannabis in my system.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks for a holistic way because he's saying the full spectrum and really digging into, I didn't even know there was anything other than CBD. It's CBA, CBG. There's a full spectrum of on that marijuana plant than just THC. As we know that they're hemp, and he's talking about how hemp, you can make anything with hemp. Concrete. And you're talking about a guy who was in the military, so he understands because he was in intelligence in the Navy. He speaks about how the government has a patent on cannabis. And I was like, no way, that's crazy. The government has a patent on cannabis, yet they bastardize it, and you can't even get it, so you can be in less pain. And for me, I put into cannabis 2023 because I was just getting tired of dealing with high levels of stress, having a whole family that's neurodivergent, and we're barely trying to understand each other. My son's new in the picture, and him, and last month he got his autism diagnosis officially. This month I get my multiple sclerosis diagnosis officially. Last year I had a bunch of other diagnoses.
Okay, Ken. Let me ask you this: as you've gotten like a lot of diagnoses, like in the, for a while now, and I just want to see, I want to know, like how it's like, because I don't see you, like I only see you like a few times in a while. So, what is it now like for you? I just want to know, like, the moment you get up, do you feel pain? Do you feel something different in yourself as you're walking, as you're breathing, as you're going around and about your neighborhood, walking with your son? Do you notice something different about yourself as you're walking with these, all these diagnoses that they're saying? Like, does it affect your normal function? Like you're just walking, you're just chilling, you're just, enjoying life, and all of a sudden, something's different. Something,
No, you're right. That's exactly what happens. Like, I never knew today is going to be a good wake up day, and I'm good. Day where I'm in pain all day.
Oh man.
Or I'm good, and then all of a sudden I'm in pain all day. In a back brace. At some point in times I have to use a walking stick. That hasn't happened since like last year.
Oh.
But yeah, like in December, this is right before Christmas, dude. In December, I do my MRI in November. I get a call back from my MRI like a month later, and doctor loosely, and they're kind of reckless telling you about multiple sclerosis. You might have multiple sclerosis or multiple myeloma. You might. And I'm thinking, multiple sclerosis? Did you just say multiple sclerosis? Isn't that it was 8, as far as, and I got that. But the funny thing is that you talked about my condition or elements or whatever. That same week, my I couldn't get out of. I was in such excruciating pain, bro. For 3 or 4 days straight, I couldn't really get out of bed much.
Oh man! Should have called me, dude. Should have called me. That's kidding.
What's the song? It's going summer and fall.
Yeah, let's do some karaoke singing or something.
Be there, yes, I will.
Your voice is good when you sing. You know that, right? You know you're good at that.
No, I heard.
Yeah, like I mean, just hearing that one song that you were playing from that time you were in the Mac Miller mansion.
Oh, bro!
Oh man, that's so good.
Boundaries, man. Breaking. That was my first record. I recorded it, and I wrote and recorded it in rehab.
Man, I wish you had your own recording studio. You can start
bro,
recording something good, man. Maybe something will heal this nation. I don't know. Just an idea.
My new dude, bro.
Yeah.
The I forgot what I call it, but brain dump in the name. But yeah, it's gonna be my studio slash.
Yeah.
Looking at my cat. Hunting grasshoppers, I guess. Yeah, I'm on my patio. It's a beautiful day right now, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But yeah, so that week I was taken. I got this call. You might have multiple sclerosis. That same week, right before Christmas, and I could not. I was in tons of. I couldn't walk. I couldn't really, maneuver. I needed help to get out of bed. And then I just kind of like heard that. Then I had the pain situation, and I was just like, "Oh my God, I can't really wrap my multiple sclerosis thing, I got all these other diagnoses, all this other stuff happening. So I just kind of parking a lot at the multiple sclerosis thing, and then after that pain, that's how I treat pain. I just get through it. I don't think of it as some kind of ailment or something because I have a high pain tolerance, so I don't. That's probably why I didn't. Well, I'm glad I caught the MS like I did, or like they did, because the MRI was really for my back. You know, I have a herniated cervical and a herniated lumbar, and that's what the MRI is for. And then they caught MS, which was a whole other curveball different from, spondylolisthesis, which is essentially a degenerative. It's a degenerative bone loss, and and your don't care about that, baby. Anyway, this is having fun right now. I have a cat, and it's a neighborhood cat, and he loves us so much that he adopted us, I guess. So we have a bowl of food and everything for him, and he gets to roam free and come back.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, Ken. Let me read this message real quick. Oh, shoot, they're calling me downstairs to eat. Somebody had to cut this one short. But at least we got a footage.
Oh, no.
We have a footage, so at least we have something new. But yeah, they're calling me to eat.
Dinner bell is down?
Huh?
I said the dinner bell's ringing?
Yeah, pretty. Well, this is not really dinner. It's like really late lunch. We usually eat early. But today, since it's Saturday, I guess,
But that's cool.
Yeah.
You guys eat together.
Yeah. We do what we can.
Like usually now, you just go in the refrigerator and they make it. They call, but nobody's expected to come down nowadays. But
yeah,
it's a tradition in the Filipino culture. The food is made. Everybody comes down. I don't care what you're doing. They're eating until the bellies are busted. I remember, bro. I'm like, yes, you better make a rush back down there. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
We'll finish it off.
Yeah, we'll finish it up. This is like part 1, so we're gonna do like maybe a part 2. So guys, thank you guys for watching, checking out the new look of the studio over here. Behind me is the logo. I hope you guys love that. We put a lot of work into that, so it's good to have the logo in the background. And Ken is gonna have a logo in his studio for sure. Yeah. So stay tuned to that.
I'm competitive, so you gotta have some glowing signs. I'm having glow in the dark paint. I'm doing it up in the studio. So
okay.
Not competitive, but I like light.
Oh yeah, the best of both worlds.
Yep. Yeah, man. That's the I've actually. It feels actually natural speaking about this very debilitating chronic illness. The first week I've gotten it, so that I guess what perfect timing to hit the ground running and getting it out there and talking about it.
Yeah.
Which is a good way to wrap my head around it. So yeah, thank you for getting on the mic with me and sharing this journey with me. It's been a pretty interesting one, keeping it to myself.
Not a problem. No, I'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your day, by the way, especially with your family. And more importantly, of course, yourself. So. Yeah,
definitely. I'm gonna do some meditation, breath work.
Okay.
You too. Have a great day and great lunch, and we'll get back on the mic soon, brother.
All right, man. You have a good one now.
You too.
All right, later.
All right, peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of 2400 Block Podcast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe.